We're going to continue with an example now. So we have a finance lease example here, sales type lease, no selling profit. On January 1, 2018, sans serif publishers lease printing equipment. First Lease Corp purchased the equipment from CompuTech Corporation at a cost $479,079. So we're continuing with the same example, and essentially we have lease payments and right of use of asset at $479,079. So what is the entry the lessee and the lessor are going to record right away? So we have the lessee records the right of use asset, present value of lease payments, $479,079 debit asset, credit lease payable, right? An asset and liability are recorded by the lessee in the present value of lease payments, and then the lessor has the same type of entry, but it's lease receivable, that's the asset, and equipment as a credit, lessor's cost carrying amount, right? And basically it's a flip of the lessee's entry, if you see the lessor. Now the first payment occurs and it's $100,000, and the lessee debits lease payable because they made the payment, and they credit cash, and the lessor received the cash and they credit lease receivable, right? So what happens next? Second lease payment, what we have is cash, $100,000, and then we have lease payable. This is for the lessee, is $62,092. Why? Because we have interest expense. Interest expense is $479,079 minus the $100,000 times the 10%. Essentially, what is the carrying value, right? After that first payment, right? So we already, $100,000 is already left on the first day. So now the carrying amount was $379,079. $379,908 is 10% basically. So why do we use that interest expense? Because that is 10% of the carrying amount at the beginning of the interest period, same as what we had with bonds and with investments. And the difference is the lease payable. And then the lessor receives the debit of cash and records the lease receivable, right, the $62,092, and then interest revenue for that $37,908. So notice that the entries again are mirror images of each other and incorporate the financing as well as the expense. So it's sort of like the interest and the principal of the bond. Same exact concept here, just a little bit different. Let's do an example to solidify this concept. Refer to the following lease amortization schedule. The 10 payments are made annually, starting with the beginning of the lease. Title does not transfer to the lease, and there is no purchase option or guaranteed residual value. The asset has an expected economic life of 12 years. The lease is non-cancelable. What would be the outstanding balance after payment 10? So notice that we have 10 payments here, and we're looking here at the cash payments, the outstanding balance, right? And the interest expense, right? So as we look at this, we realize that if after 10 payments, the lease should be complete, and we have 2 more after 9, and then after 10, the balance would actually be 0. Okay, so that is the answer. So similar concept to the amortization schedule that we looked at, and it's a similar schedule that you would come up with to answer this.